Good morning, everyone. You're listening to the Voice of Saskatoon, and I'm your radio host, Rashid Ahmed. And today we are again live after a long time. Due to COVID-19 and this pandemic, things have been changed. So we were not able to go back to CFCR radio show studio, but we are hoping that we will be back within a week, and there will be some exciting episodes coming up soon on our show, as well as we are also excited to go back and do live show from the studio. Um, Again, thank you for all your support during the pandemic time, and also following the government rules and regulations, as we mentioned continuously through our radio show, that we have to follow those instructions. And then um, yesterday, actually, some exciting things actually started in Saskatchewan or in province. Kids now be able to go to the playground areas, and I can see that a lot of parents and kids are going and enjoying their life. Again, safety is important, so make sure using proper hygiene, sanitization, and whenever you come back, so maybe wash hand, and also wearing face mask is really important too. Well, without any further delay, so I will come back to our exciting guest, and we are very excited to have two guests. So our first guest is Anthony Oloshola. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. So Anthony has been with the Truly Alive Youth and Family Foundation Incorporated since its inception. Anthony's involvement with Truly Alive Youth and Family is inspired by over 15 years experience in youth and family services, and he continues to dedicate greater part of himself to volunteer services in the areas of family support and empowerment, youth leadership and capacity building, community development, and global initiatives. I, to be honest, like Anthony, I'm super excited to have you, and I'm looking forward to learn more about your involvement for families and youth involvement too. Anthony is committed to continue applying his personal attribute as well as his professional expertise acquired from living and working abroad to the growth of Saskatchewan and Canada in general. Welcome, Anthony, to our show.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Thank you. Our other exciting guest is Adia Singh, and we actually, Adia, I want to mention that we got a lot of messages from back from India and like your family as well. So they all are listening, and they are super excited to listen to you as well. So Adia is a grade 9 student at Walter Murray Collegiate Institute. She's a part of SAGE program and is very passionate to help the community. She also plays basketball and loves sport. Her interests include music and creating art. Some of her favorite artists include Tyler, the Creator, Brent Fayaz, Joji, and Rocky, I think. ASAP Rocky. How do
ASAP
you pronounce?
Rocky.
Yeah, ASAP Rocky. She wants to raise awareness in the community and make the youth feel empowered and included as well. So, welcome, Adia, to our show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. And we are looking forward to know about your involvement as a youth member. So we will be talking a lot of things today. So listeners and viewers, we will be talking about mostly Truly Alive Youth and Family Foundation and what's that organization about. So I will actually send that question to Anthony. So Anthony, tell us a little bit about your organization.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be here today and to be here with one of our emerging leaders, Adia Singh. She is one of the great people that continue to inspire me to do more for the youth in our community and for sure the family from which she represents, which also points to families that all of the youth that we support stem from, which kind of aligns to the name of the organization, Truly Alive Youth and Family Foundation. Um, the name in and of itself speaks volume. Truly alive. What makes you feel alive as a person would differ from what makes another person feel a sense of being alive. Um, the founding members of this grassroots informed community-based organization thought it important to not just have an organization with a name, but a name that each and every individual, be it a client and or a friend of the organization, would resonate with. I want to feel alive when my sense of identity is considered important. I feel alive when I get a job because I have the ability to utilize my cerebral capacity. I feel alive when my voice matters. I feel alive when, as a young person, I do not get a sense of just come and participate. I get a sense that I can be part of the planning, the implementation, and the review. I feel alive as a refugee if at a point in time, sooner than I even anticipate, that term is removed from my name because now I matter. I don't have to be that refugee. I'm addressed as a Canadian citizen, like any other person. I feel alive when I don't feel racialized, oppressed, suppressed, and everything that comes along with it. So, by the name Truly Alive Youth and Family, it speaks to the sense of identity, it speaks to the sense of appreciation, it speaks to inclusion, and it speaks to participatory appreciation. And I'll leave it there.
Well, thank you very much, and very well defined that, like truly alive is more about that you do have a life to live, and like no discrimination, nothing to worry about that. So great organization. And like when I heard from someone, from my friend, about this organization, so my first word was like, oh, I really want to know, and really want to promote that organization to other people, because this organization is running, and you do have really great ambition and vision for this organization. So Anthony, I will come back to you, but I will go to Adia now. And Adia, tell us a little bit about first, that how did you find that organization Truly Alive Youth and Family Foundation, and what's your parameter in this organization?
I have volunteered with Truly Alive on several occasions for the past year, and I see that they help newcomers and they help raise the youth's voice. And I've really just been being a part of it as much as I can and helping in any way that I can. And yeah, I really think it's a wonderful place to be, and it really helps everyone who seeks for help in Saskatoon as a newcomer or as a part of the youth. And yeah.
Well, thank you. And as Anthony was mentioning, that like this organization is more about family, and like unity, and like working together or living together. So Anthony, I will come back to you. Um, Very creative idea and unique idea, because like many other organizations are helping newcomers and refugees, but your focus is more about family bonding, because this is very important right now, especially during pandemic. We have learned and we have witnessed it. So tell us a little bit about like how you get together, how you make families together, and how you work together with the youth member as well.
Wonderful. Thank you. For us, the sense of family or the term family goes beyond the immediate family. So everyone who walks through the doors of the Truly Alive Youth and Family Foundation um, immediately feels a sense of family. In collaboration with a lot of organizations in the community, talking about the University of Saskatchewan, that has been quite generous by providing us the support of interns. Each term we would receive interns to come and support the organization. And I am happy to say that, if not all of them, 98% of the interns, they just stay after their internship. They find a reason to come back. They feel a sense of home. So that's how we build family beyond, and we extend family as a term, as an idea, to making it what we leave out. It becomes something you leave out. It's no longer an idea. Like, it has to be within your immediate family. How do we support families in Saskatchewan and beyond? Our services, from pre-employment service programs to um, anti-racism, anti-oppressive, youth leadership, youth mentorship, uh, services that touches on multiculturalism, and multiculturalism that we promote the level of interculturalism, right? Because multi is good. Multi could mean here is this group and there is that group, but they could still be multi, but in their individual silo. So we promote that sense of family, regardless of your race, your creed, your gender, your sexual orientation. We are one family. We can be one family. So we collaborate and learn from our indigenous communities. We are and will continue to provide platform for new Canadians to share their culture. It's a two-way street. So our organization is not to keep people only to come and learn. Our doors, our programming, our initiatives, and our focus remain that it's a shared learning. We learn from them, we share with them. And that is the way that helps us maintain relationship with our clientele that we would like to call our other family members. And it makes it easy for those who work with this organization to wake up in the morning and be happy to come to work, because they're not just coming to meet their colleagues, right? They're going to their next home where they're going to hang out and do their work and do it happily so. Might I say to you here that um, from the leadership, including myself, to some of our other key support members, we volunteer. So my role in the organization is in the volunteer capacity, but I do it altruistically. I'm happy to do it. And the same for some of our youth. You heard Adia when she talked about volunteering. Our volunteering is not to say we need you to come do some bottle drives for us. We would like you to come set up or tear down after an event. Our sense of volunteering is to provide the platform, and that's why she's here. She's here to speak for the organization. She's not here to take note about what I'm talking about. So that's the difference. So we don't use people, we empower, and we don't believe in what is the general term capacity building, which suggests that you have nothing. We need to build you. We advance the capacity of individuals. So we talk about capacity advancement because everybody has something to offer. And that's why the youth is here on this platform, lending a voice. That for us means she can rise, she will rise. It's a different ball game if we were to say, um, you come, just listen to Anthony talk. And then when we go back to the office, then you can, how did you feel about that session? Well, she didn't participate in the session. She was only there taking notes. So that's not who we are. And that's, we will not be that.
Well, beautiful. And as you mentioned that we are one family and youth empowerment is really important because youth are the backbones and they are the future leaders. So I will come back to Adia. Adia, tell us a little bit about your SAGE program and also your leadership activities with Truly Alive Youth and Family Foundation and how you make your new friends in the organization. So tell us a little bit about that.
So, the SAGE program is a gifted learning program for students in Saskatchewan, and they provide a more involved and a more advanced study material in the school. And it's really about finding your capacities and using your brain to the most, and also finding yourself on the journey and being comfortable. And about Taffy, I volunteered with them since last year, and I remember like the last year multiculturalism event. It was a blast. It was really fun. We had people from all over the world performing and talking, and there was a lot of food, which I do miss. And yeah, it's really fun to volunteer with Taffy, and it makes you feel powerful and a part of the community as a youth. And I think it's really important for the youth to feel involved in the community and know that they have a part and that they're capable of a lot. And that's just my personal goal, to feel empowered and be an active part of the community, and while giving time to myself and my studies. And I think Taffy really helps with that.
Well, that was actually my next question, and you actually defined some of that. Like, how do you manage your time because you will be going to school and you're also enrolled in SAGE program? So, is it helpful for you, like, to develop your leadership? And when you go back to school, you find more comfortable?
Yes, volunteering with Taffy is really, at your comfort level. You can also manage school and volunteer along with that, and it's honestly not a lot of pressure, and I like that because teens today have a lot going on in their lives, even though it doesn't seem so. And yes, volunteering with Taffy it comes naturally. Like, you don't have to force anything, and it's just really about feeling comfortable and helping the community move forward as a part of the youth. And I think, yes, it can be juggled, and school and volunteering, but I think both are a vital part of an empowered youth. And yes, I think we should all be helping the community move forward in these times, especially.
Thanks. I will come back to Anthony now because whenever I'm learning more about that organization, so I'm more curious, like how this organization actually started, like how this idea came into effect, because this is great idea. Like you are empowering families, you are making bond more stronger bond, and also empowering youth members, which is really important at this time. So tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. As you read in my bio, I have over 15 years experience, not only in the nonprofit world, but more importantly in youth formation world. Um, I'm quite a lot older than I look, for sure. Many a times, I get that compliment of, "Oh, you look like a 20-something," and I say, "Thank you, I appreciate that." So I've got that number of years under my belt, and in those years, starting from my home country, Nigeria, and leading a lot of initiative uh, in the west coast of Africa. And here for many years, been around in Canada. I've led a number of initiatives to developing world. Um, in a previous engagement, I led about 3 times consecutively youth, young adult, and some chaperone to Haiti, like 3 times, 3 years, back to back to back. And each year that I travel to Haiti with this great number of young adults, youth, I come back with a new learning, a new appreciation. The team comes back with a renewed spirit. It might interest you to learn that one of the youth, she was in about grade 9 or 10 when she first traveled with me to Haiti. She's now my boss, I like to say, because she serves on the board of director of the Truly Alive. She's
Wow.
still a young lady, wonderful person, but she continues to pay it forward. So, having led organization, team, individuals over the years, myself and a few other well meaning individuals felt, okay, how do we give back to our home here in Saskatoon? How can we um, not only be contributing to other countries that are equally important? What are we doing? And what are we going to do each time we return from these trips? So that stirred the passion and then the sense of purpose. So 2015, November, myself and a few others gathered, as of which time we had no office space. So we just met uh, at the University of Saskatchewan, one of the lounges there was our first meeting. I remember that day pretty well. And everybody brought ideas together. Our website, one of our team members, a newcomer himself as of the time, says, I have quite a significant skill set in building a website. That'll be my contribution. Another person says, you know what? I worked with the school division before, so I think I can connect us there. I have years of experience in organizational leadership, executive management, and a host of others. So they're like, you have a bit of every other thing, so you should lead it. And I'm like, okay, and that's how we started. And today, 5 years running, we are thankful for where we are. We are grateful for where we're coming from. We are confident about where we're going. And it has been great to have a lot of community support, to have organizations believe in us, and to have a little bit of competition, I would say, likewise. But for us, we see all sense of competition as an opportunity to grow because we are here to serve. And like I said, I serve in a volunteer capacity, like a few other individuals. So we are not about gains or personal gains. We're all about impactful service to our community. And you've got to be altruistic to be able to serve.
Beautiful. And I think if you will go back and see from last 5 years to now, I think you and your team must be proud of the work you're doing and how you are changing the life of immigrants and youth members. So this is pretty amazing. Um, come back to our other guest and then tell us a little bit about, because youth member, when we talk about youth members, so tell us a little bit about, like pandemic and how it is impacting because you are also involved in sports activities and music. So how you manage your time during this pandemic, and now playgrounds are opening, outdoor facilities will be opening soon as well.
This time was very unexpected and really unprecedented, and I think it was kind of a shock for everyone to have suddenly a global pandemic going on around, and it must be hard on everyone and to just set away from their normal life, and I think everyone misses the old normal. But this is also a really good time to give time to yourself and your family and just grow as a person and educate yourself and just give time to yourself and your hobbies. And I think, uh, yes, it was a real eye opener to realize how important the normal life is. But it's been a really good break for everyone, and everyone feels relaxed, and but also a little stressed because it's a global pandemic. Come on, and
Yeah,
I think it was kind of a mixed feeling to stay inside the whole day, spend time with your family and yourself, and I think it really did affect people in a lot of positive and a negative way.
thanks, Adia. I will get back to Anthony now. So Anthony, like we were talking about your organization, how it is started, and tell us a little bit about the programs and like how people can join your organization as a volunteer, and as well as like if they want to join as to get the knowledge or to be involved.
And thank you. We have an enormous description of what we do on our website, and I would like to to refer because there's only so much I can say off the top of my head. So I would like to encourage everyone listening to visit www.trulyalivefoundation.org. www.trulyalivefoundation.org. Starting from youth programs, which got across anti-cyberbullying learning, to Busy Fingers. Busy Fingers is an initiative which touches on using technology for a positive end. Because youth, their fingers are forever busy. They're always typing or doing stuff on their phone. So we see an opportunity in technology as opposed to considering technology as something that is coming to end the world. We know youth like to engage with themselves as individual. So we do a lot of activity around intercultural learning among the youth because these are the leaders of tomorrow. These are the leaders of tomorrow starting today. That's one of the things that we like to say at Truly Alike. Youth are leaders of today, of tomorrow, starting today. Because when is tomorrow going to come if we don't empower them today? So from technological education, for, Busy Fingers Tech Ed is the name of that initiative, to anti-oppressive programming, to building a cyber community that is friendly. As you know, there's a lot of online bullying going on. So we try to educate them on how to be friendly online. That's another initiative that we do. Now, one of our major programs for our youth is what we call emerging leaders. And that is where we engage them in not just developing programs themselves. By way of programs, I mean community service programs, not like computer programming. We encourage them on how to write proposals. How do you think of an idea that you can do in the community? We provide support for them. We engage them in that learning. They make their little mistakes here and there. We're happy to support and watch. And that's how you build a leader. And that's the way we do for our youth programming. We have women programming, one of which includes the capacity advancement for women. Again, not capacity building, because in my world, I don't know any woman that is a tabula rasa. If anything, all women out there know more, and they will forever know more than I can ever know in my life. So who am I to want to build a woman? So we support them through, and that's one of the roles that Nidhi, our community connections coordinator, that's the role she plays. So she will speak more to the women's program, and she's able to advance what we do in that regard. When you talk about anti-racism, that's another key program that we champion in Saskatoon with funding support with the Canadian government Department of Canadian Heritage. We have been doing this multiculturalism event in the last, this is our third event. So every year in the last 2 years now, being the third year, Truly Alive has led this initiative in Saskatoon with support from a number of organizations. Last year, we had about 550 people gathered at the amphitheater by the river landing. And we were looking forward to that event this year until COVID came visiting. So now we're getting creative on how this is going to go. So anti-racism initiative is part of what we do. When you talk about family and community support, we look into health and wellness of the community. Some of our programming includes referral to other organizations because again we're an emerging, growing organization, so we know our capacity and our limitations. We know what we do, we know what we don't do. For that which we do them exceedingly abundantly well. For the ones that are not within our mandate as of now, we are always willing to refer them to those we know and we trust will serve the people. It's about service in the end.
Cool. Well, there are many initiatives, and if anyone would like to know more about the organization, they can visit their website, and we will also post that website on our Facebook page after this interview. So I will come back to Adia now. So we were talking about multiculturalism event, and you have mentioned about that too. Like how you were super excited last year, and I also witnessed that event, and I went there, and there were more than 500 people and a lot of activities, cultural activities. So yeah, tell us a little bit about multicultural event, and like, are you excited this year as well?
Even though we cannot do it in person like last year, I am very excited and I'm hoping to be a part of it in every way possible because it's a true celebration and it's really fun. And I think everyone should join. And last year it was a blast and like it was really fun. There were people from all over the world and like there were many performances. And this year, even though we cannot meet in person, we are going to be meeting virtually and we are gonna do our best to bring that in-person fun to the virtual meeting. And I hope everyone joins. And it's honestly a real fun celebration, and we celebrate our multiculturalism and we get to know more about other cultures, and it makes us respect them and dissolve any ignorance towards a culture that we don't know. And it's honestly a very good place to find out about new things and new people. And yes, I'm really excited for this year's event.
Well, thanks, Adi. And you actually truly define what multiculturalism, and then I will come back to Anthony now because this is a very, I think, crucial time going on too, because we can see in the neighbor country like a lot of issues are happening, and recent issue which happened, and we were very upset. Like everyone was very upset with that incident, and it should not be happen, but it happened. And now like you are organizing that multicultural event, which is again like giving awareness, and I think it's on right time. So tell us a little bit about your multiculturalism event, and also your thoughts on the incident which happened a few weeks ago.
Well, thank you. First off, see why it's important to always avail our young people a platform. Um, Adia just captured what we're about to do and reflected on what we did in the last year. And I'm asking myself, why am I even here? Like, what am I doing here now? Adia, take it away, right? And that's exactly it. That's the feeling that I get, and that's the joy um, that watching this wonderful young leaders uh, exhibit their talent. I don't feel anything less than joy. And to know that someday when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna sit down on my couch, sipping my coffee, and watching the TV and seeing all these great people, prime ministers, defense minister, premier, mayor, and I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I used to know and I still know that person. That's my joy. Talking about multiculturalism and the importance of it. As you know, this didn't just come to be. This came to be by royal proclamation in Canada. It's not a statutory holiday, so in case it falls on a weekday, people still have to go to work. And I suppose that's one of the reasons why many people are not quite aware of this important day. But Canada has always been a multicultural country. With all due respect to our First Peoples, the First Nations people, the Métis people, the Inuit people, and in a very special way, acknowledging that our organization is located on Treaty 6 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis people. We are forever grateful. We are forever thankful. We 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 remain humble for your warmth and the welcome. And we will continue to learn from you and share with you. that which we have also brought from our respective countries of origin. Multiculturalism is important. It's a Canadian heritage. And that is why we are thankful to the government of Canada, not only having a day set aside, which is the June 27th of each year, but also enabling organizations like the Truly Alive with funding support to do an event, to host an event, to bring people together. What are we going to learn? So much. But when are we going to learn? When we open our hearts to learning. Like you said, last year we had over 500 people. The year before we had about 200 and something. So you can see how exponentially the number of people coming to demonstrate the beauty and the richness of their cultures and also learning from other people. One of the great highlights of last year's event was the TP teachings. Elder Armstrong was there to teach us. And the best part for me was the fact that he called out young people, including Adia, who is doing this session with us today. Elder Armstrong called young people from different
Well, I
walks.
don't feel myself young, but actually, Elder also invite me as well, so I remember
Were
that.
you also there? So there were quite a number of them, and when they were putting the tree, the sticks together, if you go back, if you have photos from that last year's event, Adia was the one who was, putting the rope, and as he taught them how to build a TP, he told the story, and that is the beauty of multiculturalism, the teaching, and our willingness and openness to learn. That's all that matters. So multiculturalism is great. Canada is continuing to support a lot of people from a lot of countries, and we are grateful to this great country. We are perpetually and eternally grateful to the First Peoples of Canada. We celebrate all new Canadians that continue to come to make Canada home. And above all, we're incredibly grateful for the opportunity to celebrate this culture and, by extension, cultures. But what do we want to get out of it? New learning, um, a paradigm shift in the way we see others that don't look like us, the ability to voluntarily wear my culture as a badge of honor and not be afraid or shy. The beauty of naming my offsprings, my children, with a very traditional name and not feel, okay, maybe I need to give them some fun names. Because what is multiculturalism? It goes beyond the one day. We need to celebrate that every other day. When our kids go to school, when our kids come back from school, they should be happy to eat their local traditional meals. At the same time, they should try other cultures' meals. Food brings people together. So that is multiculturalism, celebrating it on the day that is set aside, but celebrating it every other day in our heart, in our homes, in our organizations, and even on the bus. That is what we hope that people get out of that event. Cultures to be celebrated, but beyond that one day, we want you to always and every day be aware and be appreciative of other cultures around us.
Well, thank you for the great explanation, and I will say that racism has no place in our country or even in our home. So again, like learning from each other is very important. And again, multiculturalism day is only for one day, but we have to celebrate at our workplaces, at our home, and at our educational institute as well. So Anthony, tell us a little bit about the program and the event schedule and how you gonna organize this event, because now, like, due to COVID-19, I know like it will be hard to organize something in person and where you can invite 500 people. But
That's
what's
right.
your plan?
That's right. So let me say what the event is not. So for the sake of those who are listening, the event is not to bring people together beyond the number that the government of Saskatchewan has authorized. So we are not going to have people coming together in person. That's why I'm talking about what the event is not this year, given COVID-19. What the event is we're bringing multiculturalism to you at the comfort of your home. We're going to be having different cultures celebrated, performers from Latin America to West Africa to the indigenous, rich indigenous uh, blessings in Canada here, in Saskatoon here, right? To hopefully a few other more. We are still reaching out to some great performing groups, including the Chinese performing group, the Punjabi, the
Bhangra.
traditional performing groups. So we want to bring cultures together. We're going to have live music, which otherwise, if we gathered at the Riverland, people would have put their phone to a big speaker and songs from Pakistan, from Iran, from all over. We're still gonna do that. So we're gonna have a DJ who will be playing songs from all over. So even though you're home, you're gonna feel like you're there. We're gonna be having a keynote presentation on community approach to building social cohesion. And you talked about racism. Um, it's an age-old bane to the world, and our community is not immune from issues around racism. But racism is not in and of itself possible as an ideology unless some people hold that ideology to be true. Having said that, we will do and continue to do our best to foster social cohesion, to promote unity in diversity, to learn and unlearn, and to recognize that after all, there's only one race called human race. I have always learned from social studies and from every other ways of learning that there is human race. I have not heard of human races. So we want to celebrate humanity, human race, regardless of color, creed, language, style of dressing, type of food. It is, after all, the human race. And that's what we want to celebrate. And we hope people are going to join through our platform, our Facebook platform, our Instagram, our YouTube channel. These are like the main channels through which we are going to be broadcasting live. Some few folks will come to the venue to do the presentation. Some will send their presentation to us recorded. So we're going to do all we can to bring it all together. The only thing we can do is to pull it together, to be creative. That's what's within our control. Now, the one that's outside of our control is whether or not folks are going to make it a day with us. So we hope you will use your good office and your platform to communicate, to spread the word, and join in fostering social cohesion, participatory inclusion, and diversity in Saskatoon and beyond.
Well, thank you very much again, like organizing that wonderful event. And when you were talking about performances, I was just super excited. I don't know why, but I'm looking forward for this event because there will be a lot of performances, as you mentioned, and there will be a lot of talent which will be performing on, I would say like June 27th, you were saying that it's happening. And what time? Do you know what time?
So we'll go live. The event starts 7 p.m.,
7 p.m.
but
Okay.
we'll go live from 6:30 with
Okay.
music from all over. So we're gonna spice you up, kind of like giving you, what do you call that thing you eat before the meal? See, sometimes I reason in my Nigeria Yoruba mind. So it's difficult for me to. So there's a meal you eat
Like a
before the.
teaser or something like that,
Starters?
you know.
There you go. Yeah, that's gonna be the appetizer. That we're gonna give that before the event starts, eventually, and we're also gonna be giving out food voucher to local restaurant. So the first set of people to join us will get food voucher to local. We want to support local businesses too, right? So because if you came in person, we would have. You were there last year, so we would have provided finger food and all of this good stuff, but we still want to give an idea of what this would have looked like were it to be done in person. So we would have food voucher for those who would join us. We're also encouraging people to take photos of themselves in their traditional outfit. They can make short video and speak to why they dress this way, the symbolism of what they're wearing, why this is important. Because we want to learn from you and we want to share with you. That's the whole idea. We don't want to teach anybody. Who says we want to teach you? What I want to teach you that you probably don't already know.
Hmm.
So, but I want to learn from you and share with you. So that's the whole idea behind it.
Well, great. I'm looking forward for that. And again, like we can promote your event at any way like possible, and we will definitely be involved in that event. Adia, last question. So, how excited you are, and are you performing on this event, or how you're participating this year?
I will not be performing this year, even though I did last year. I was a part of the Punjabi dance group and I had a solo. But this year, I would be helping not as a performer, but as a volunteer of Taffy. And I hope to promote it and be, a, be a part of it and, and invite more people to celebrate this huge day, and it's gonna be really fun. And it's just because we can't meet in person, I would be helping behind the computers.
Cool. Well, we cannot meet in person, but we can meet virtually, and this is a new norm. So we are looking forward to that event. And any final word, Anthony, you wanna share?
Humanity is what we make of it. Um, a lot has been going on, and it's not to mean they're just going on. Um, there's been a lot of alarms, but it's not to mean that the alarms are just ringing. I guess it's because folks have just been hitting the snooze button. So my word to the people of the world, to our fellow Saskatoonians, is to value humanity, to believe in humanity, to uphold humanity, and to celebrate diversity. The garden is as beautiful because you have different colors of flowers. Your home is as beautiful because you have different colors. You go out and you look beautiful because you mix your outfit so that way different colors reflect. Let our heart be willing to receive different colors, to celebrate different colors, and to appreciate that after all, we are all truly people. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Adia, any final word from you?
Yes, I just want to say that the future is us, and as Mr. Anthony said, the human race. We we need to respect and accept each other and live in unity as a peaceful world and make it safer for the generations that are to come.
Well, thank you very much, and beautiful messages from both of you. And as you both mentioned about, like there is no race except only a human race, which is a human race, and we are one, and we are like a family. and we are super excited and looking forward to join your event, which will be happening on June 27th. And as you mentioned, that official time is 7 p.m., but it will start at 6:30, and whoever join early, they will get free gift voucher for food. So as you're not providing free food this year as in person, but you're providing and you're supporting local industry and local restaurants, so which is really good because that's really important at this time. Like a lot of people are suffering, so this is a really good initiative. And again, thank you very much for your time and joining us today. And I hope everyone like it, and I hope everyone will join on 27th of
And
June.
just before we go, I would like to give a shout out to the government of Canada, uh, the Department of Canadian Heritage, for the funding support to Truly Alive Youth and Family Foundation um, under this initiative, and for other funding support, again, from this same wonderful department for our Inclusive Capacity Advancement for Newcomer program under the Community Support, Multiculturalism, and Anti-Racism Initiative funded by the Government of Canada, Department of Canadian Heritage. Thank you for believing in us.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much for
for
joining.
being who you are.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you.
You as
Bye.
well.